guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a VR to Moon Baby called hashtag Tarot Collector, and I thought this was a lot of fun. There's 9 questions, and I decided, I would just pop in and make this video before I go to bed. So I'm actually all ready for bed. That's why my hair's all wet because I just got out of the shower and everything. But yeah, I thought this would be a lot of fun. So I have written down the 9 questions on my little Padlet here, and yeah, let's just dive in and have some fun. So the first question is, what is my most expensive deck? And so that one is the Victorian Romantic Tarot. So this is one of those Baba Studio decks, but I didn't get it directly from Baba Studio because it was out of print at the time. I think they've done a reprint, but I'm not sure. So but when I looked, I was like looking everywhere and couldn't find it, and I finally found it in a tarot trade sale group, and I ended up getting it for $125. But Baba Studio decks are usually about like almost close to 100. Some of them are over $100. So this was actually not too far off of the original price, so it's not like I paid exorbitantly more than what it originally cost. So yeah, so this was my most expensive deck, $125. Never have paid that much since, but it's a deck that gets used often, so it's not like I paid a bunch of money just to have something to idolize on my shelf. Like, no, like if I'm gonna pay that, it's going to get some work. So yes, I get a lot of use out of this deck. Okay, so I'm just gonna like bam through these. So number 2, which is my least expensive deck. So opposite end of the spectrum, we have the original tarot here, and this one was by Debris. I actually did a review of this. This was one that I got sent by the creators of this deck. Online though, on Amazon, I think it's under $10. So technically, if I were to have paid for it myself, it still would be considered my least expensive deck, but I got it for free 99. So that makes it extremely not expensive. So yeah, that is my least expensive deck. But you know what, this is really good cardstock, and like the color pops and the images pop, and yeah, I really love working with this deck. So it's actually got a little bit of wear on it now because I've used it so much. Okay, so next on our list we have the deck collector. Oh, the deck collectors want to steal from my collection. Okay, so I don't know if even a lot of people know about this deck, but the people that do and come across my review on it, they're like, oh, I went to like go see if this deck is available, and now that it's out of print, they're asking like crazy prices, like $200 and some. I'm like, really? No, we're not paying $200 and some. But this is the Invisible Light Tarot by Brandy Eve Allen. It's a photographic deck, and me being a photographer, I'm really into this deck. But I got it when there was straight from the creator, when she still had a lot of these decks, and apparently it's now out of print, and so finding a copy for a decent price apparently is difficult to find, which I don't like it when people just like jack up the price because they know for sure that like you can't find it anywhere else, and they're like, well, looks like I have something you want. And I'm like, you know what, no need to be shysty like that. Okay, next one is the strangest deck that I own. So this is number 4. The strangest deck that I own is Le Terre du Marseille, and this is the Par Polka. Yeah, I love this deck. I mean, if you could see on the images here, there's like just this umbilical cord basically running throughout the entire deck, and lots of heads on plates and decapitated people, lots of umbilical cords like everywhere. But you know what, I love it. It's quirky and weird. So yes, I guess that is one of my more strange decks. All right, number 5, the deck other collectors least likely to have in their collection. So what is the deck that I have that most other people probably don't have in their collection? This one is the Spiritual Tarot. That's what it's translated to in English. And I got this straight from Japan. You can even see on the sticker there. But yeah, this is a majors only deck. It's got plasticky cardstock. All the images look just like this. And yeah, I love it. Because I use majors only decks, sometimes for theme, and also sometimes for spreads, and then I'll pair it with oracle cards. But yeah, I think that a lot of maybe collectors in the United States, maybe outside of Japan, may not have this deck. And I don't know, I kind of refrain to call myself a collector. Yes, do I have a buttload of decks? I do. But I don't feel like I'm just like collect, and then like, oh, my pretties, oh, my precious. I actually use all my decks. Like, I seriously do. I know I have an insane amount, but they get used. I kind of rifle through them, and I make sure that all of them get some sort of love. Because if there's some that I just like keep like, maybe not today, not today, and that happens for too long, then I'm like, you need to be rehomed. So yeah, as I look over here at all of my decks, they get used. Okay, let's see. Number 6, the oldest deck in my collection, meaning the one that I've had the longest, or just the one that is actually physically the oldest. I went with one that I've just had the longest, and the one that I have had the longest is the Osho Zen Tarot. I did have it was by Amy Zerner and that Monty Farber. The Enchanted Tarot. There you go. I had it was a smaller deck. It was like poker size cards, and I had that for the longest time because I had gotten that back like at the beginning of college, just out of high school. So it was somewhere around 1999, 2000. And I would have had that for the longest time. But a couple of years ago, I gifted it to one of my really good friends. So I no longer have that deck. So the deck that then preceded it was the Osho Zen. So this is now the oldest deck in my collection. All right. Okay, the newest deck in my collection, which I literally just got like last week, is the Hour Tarot. Apparently this was a Kickstarter deck. The deck itself is not in here anymore. It's actually on my bedside because I'm using it right now. But I love the idea of just notable women in history. I don't think I have like any sort of deck like that. And I love history. I love learning about how people, influenced history, changed history, maybe for the good or the worse. I mean, who knows? But I just like learning about that stuff, and I love photography and photography type decks. So this was straight up my alley. So yes, this is one of my newer decks. All right, and then number 8, the deck that made me want to start collecting decks. So, okay, I had just had the Osho Zen, after I let go of my other deck. And then I think I had the Ascended Masters Oracle by Doreen Virtue, and I just had those two. And it was cool. And then I saw that there was like, wow, there's like a lot of choices when it comes to tarot and oracle. Like there was this whole other world. Like I had gone into, I guess it's a metaphysical shop, I guess you could call it, out in Hillcrest here in San Diego. And I saw that there was like, wow, there's like actually these other cool decks too. And one of them that I came across was the Housewives Tarot. And after using this deck, I was like, oh my gosh, I think you can have more than one deck. Because I thought that, you just like, I mean, technically, yes, you only need like one deck. But I was like, oh, there's like, you can have multiple decks and then you can change it up. I'm like, ooh. And that happened after I got the Housewives Tarot, that, tarot could be, not to me, the Osho Zen is very serious, but you could have fun and it could be quirky, like my personality. And I was like, oh, there's like this whole world in tarot. Like, Ooh. So yes, this is the deck that kind of started my collecting. All right, and the final one is my favorite deck in the whole collection. So that's difficult to say because I consider all of them my favorites, otherwise I wouldn't have them. I love them all, but there's one that is definitely my soul deck, and it's the only one that I keep locked away in my nightstand, especially when I'm like if I need some serious answers and I like just cut through the BS, like just give it to me straight. That is the Star Power Tarot. So this, yes, this is my soul deck, and it's probably, I guess, my favorite of the whole collection. But this one is by Charlie Quintero from sixsadgirls.com. You can find it on Etsy. But yeah, so all right, Moon Baby. I really enjoyed this tag that you have created. That was actually a lot of fun to kind of rifle through my decks and everything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will continue kind of clicking through the tags so that I can see other people's VRs. And if you haven't done one yet, I encourage you to do so because it's fun, especially, if, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of people out there that have like a ton of decks like me, but maybe if you are, it is good to like get reacquainted with maybe some decks you haven't seen in like a couple of weeks, and you're like, oh yeah, you. So anyway, this was a lot of fun. This was hashtag tarot collector by Moon Baby. Yeah, and I will link his channel down below so you can go see the original video and all 9 questions if you would like to jump in on it. So that's it from me, spiritual homies. If you dug this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a lot of different types of readings, but I have my bracelets that I make, my room and body sprays, my salves, I have my travel witch altar pendants, my ancestral altar pendants, I have my rainbow bridge pendants to honor your furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. And I also have my own deck. Yes, I am an indie deck creator myself. It is called my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded. And actually, as I say this, well, Wally's asleep on my lap, so you can't actually see him, but he is the star of the deck, sort of. He's in every card, but it's kind of like, where's Wally? You have to find him. or where's Waldo? Also, if you go to my website, at the very top, click on Leon Mystery School. That's right, I am the headmistress of my own freaking mystery school. I'm so excited about it. We already have some people enrolled in courses. There are 5 other fabulous teachers. Definitely go check them out on my website. You will recognize them from here on YouTube, but there's everything to learn from, love spells to Mayan astrology and working with crystals and learning how to program them and utilizing them for, basically to create a magical life. And then there's also bridging the gap between metaphysical, spiritual, and science when it comes to crystals. There's diving into past lives with the tarot and how to work with ancestors and so much good stuff. So definitely go check it out. And I have a newsletter if you want to sign up. It's absolutely free, and I don't do any spamming, so I just hit your inbox on the 1st of every month. But it's witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, channels that I'm watching, decks that I'm using, teas that I'm drinking, so on and so forth. So if that interests you, definitely sign up. And if you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. Every little bit helps so that I can create more and do more for you spiritual homies. All right, I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.